The first time Daniel Hayes heard the sound, he thought it was just the wind. It was late, and the cavernous warehouse where he worked as a night security guard was quiet, except for the hum of the overhead lights and the occasional drip of water from a leaky pipe. But then, drifting faintly through the air, came the delicate, hesitant notes of a piano. Daniel froze in the middle of his round. There was no piano in the warehouse. At least, there wasn't supposed to be. He followed the sound through rows of dusty crates and forgotten furniture until he reached the far corner, where a single beam of moonlight slipped through a cracked window. There, pushed against the wall, sat an old upright piano, its mahogany wood dulled with age, a leg braced with duct tape. A boy, maybe 15, sat on the bench, his fingers moving slowly over the keys. His clothes were worn, his sneakers frayed, and a small backpack leaned against the piano's side. The boy startled when he saw Daniel. I'm sorry, he stammered. I'll leave. Daniel raised a hand. It's all right. Keep playing. The boy hesitated, then continued. The notes were unpolished, but there was a raw beauty to them, like rain on tin or sunlight breaking through fog. Over the next few nights, Daniel found the boy there again and again. His name was Marcus, and he lived a few blocks away with his grandmother. He'd discovered the abandoned piano while wandering and had been sneaking in to play when no one was around. You any good at reading music? Daniel asked one night. Marcus shook his head. I play by ear. My mom taught me some stuff before she left. He looked down at the keys. She used to say music was like breathing. You just let it out. Daniel felt something tighten in his chest. He'd once dreamed of being a musician too, back when he was Marcus's age. But life had pulled him in different directions. Bills, work, survival. Winter settled in, and Daniel started bringing a thermos of hot cocoa to share. They talked between songs, about school, about Marcus's grandmother's stubborn insistence on watching old westerns, about how Marcus wanted to play in front of people someday. You could, Daniel said. You've got the heart for it. Marcus laughed softly. People don't care about kids like me. They care about people with shiny suits and perfect pianos. That stuck with Daniel. One Friday evening, Daniel decided to try something. He had an old contact, a friend from high school who now managed a small cafe downtown. He convinced her to let Marcus play during their Sunday open mic night. When Daniel told Marcus, the boy's eyes widened in panic. I can't. I'm not ready. I'll mess it up. You're ready, Daniel said firmly. You just don't believe it yet. Sunday came. The cafe smelled of coffee and cinnamon. People milled about, chatting, sipping lattes, barely noticing the makeshift stage in the corner. Marcus sat stiffly on the bench, his hands trembling. Daniel crouched beside him. Remember what your mom said. It's like breathing. Let it out. Marcus took a deep breath and began to play. At first, his fingers stumbled. A few people turned their heads. Then something shifted. His shoulders relaxed, his hands found their rhythm, and the notes began to weave a story only he could tell. Conversations stopped. Cups clinked softly onto saucers. When the last note faded, the room was silent for a heartbeat, then erupted into applause. Marcus grinned, a little dazed. They liked it, he whispered to Daniel afterward. They didn't just like it, Daniel said. They heard you. Word spread. The cafe invited Marcus back, then a local community center, then the town's spring festival. Each time he played with more confidence. Daniel noticed the change in him, the way he stood taller, the way his eyes met the world instead of avoiding it. One evening, months later, Marcus asked Daniel, "Why'd you help me?" "You didn't have to." Daniel smiled. "Because when I was your age, someone could have helped me, but didn't. I'm not making that mistake twice." The old piano stayed in the warehouse, but now it wasn't just an instrument. It was the start of something. Marcus still came to play there, even when he had better pianos available, because as he put it, "This is where I learned I had a voice." Years later, when Marcus earned a scholarship to study music, he wrote Daniel a letter that said, "You found me in the dark and handed me a light. I'll spend my life passing it on." And Daniel? He finally dusted off his own guitar. Some dreams, he realized, aren't gone. They're just waiting for the right song to bring them back.